Oh, that's good.
Ooh, that's good.
This video is sponsored by Cyanide Esports, the home of affordable professional Overwatch coaching. Our wide variety of highly skilled coaches will work with you one-on-one to develop a program tailored to your needs, and with our 100% satisfaction guarantee, you won't be disappointed. Check out the link in the video description to learn more.
Yes, I closed Twitch.
Twitch always causes lag.
I've always had Twitch open now. Like, it's open 24/7.
Okay, focus on game.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
A little too far back. You want to be a little bit further up. Okay.
Are you going to reset?
Yep.
Please.
So you want to stay. Orisa can much better protect herself. A lot of what we're talking about positioning wise is just making sure that you can help keep as many people alive as possible.
Okay.
Orisa going off on her own is not as much of a risk as just leaving the rest of your team alone. So yeah, here you need to eat. Yeah, prevent that Junkrat from doing stuff.
Okay. Didn't see that there.
Okay. All things considered, in close range like that, you should be using your boost less.
Okay.
People are close enough by that you should be able to do most of. Wow, cheeky.
Yeah, I kind of have a habit of like boosting
No,
into the player to push them off.
it's fine. It's fine to do that. You just. So right there, you didn't notice maybe how low your health was. You should be walking in the opposite direction. Your mech is too valuable to trade it for getting a single kill. I mean, here it doesn't really matter too much. Luckily, it's the beginning of another objective. It's fine. But just in general, you need to be a lot more aware of your health.
Okay.
Mechanics are not a problem for you, which is great. You just need to have more game awareness.
Okay. My mech
Yep,
guy.
I like that you're looking around and making sure you know what's going on. That's super important. Very good. No, not stepping to the side. Yeah, you definitely could have gotten away.
I got too cocky.
So lucky. Oh no! I was about to say you got so lucky there, getting scooted around the side, but
feels bad.
no, I like your reaction though, and how you're like you definitely are aware of the enemy. We're just working on awareness of your teammates now. So you need to get where they need you.
Okay.
Why aren't you flying? So boost is there to make sure that you're always where your team needs you.
Again.
There was absolutely no need to boost right there.
Okay.
Like here, again, no need to boost. You're still in very close effective range. I don't mind that. That was good. Tactically booping the Doom so he misses his punch.
Hey.
As much as that worked, I'm not a huge fan of the vertical ults. It takes you out of the fight for longer than if you just stayed on the ground doing damage. Now that's something you should be boosting after if you want to like get that kill faster.
Okay.
Because it's close enough by, you're not really leaving your team, you're still within matrix range, but you can increase your damage on him. That's another instance where if you wanted to, like, where it's acceptable to be a little bit more aggressive, because you're not really leaving your team, so you can dive in and do a little bit more. That, though, I mean, you were still in pretty close effective range. That's fine. That's actually good. Taking the punch, not bad. Knocking people around, always good when they're, you know, when it's a Doomfist. People who are hard to hit already, you want to just make their life harder. But you have to be careful because the more you knock people around, the harder they are to hit for you.
Yeah.
So generally, like getting right up to someone is about as far as you want to go, and then you just keep your crosshairs on them. Like I absolutely would have boosted in a little sooner to try and make sure she would die. Nice.
Sorry, Mercy.
Yeah. Okay, you're too far. You were too far forward. This is good now. This is what you need to do. And noticing also when your team has lost the fight. Right now, going in to try and keep your Orisa alive is just feeding them more ult charge.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head I should have backed up, but I wasn't really keeping track of how many we were up, so I kind of took the risk.
And that is how you lose fights.
Yeah.
And waste a lot of time. You can get it. You should be there. Okay. You should have been over there. You can't just trust that your Genji is going to survive.
Should I trace that or
no?
Okay.
Take a 6v5 in the main fight. When Winston comes back, you can deal with him there. There we go. Now get back in there and help. He's had like 0 impact. Almost.
I had that. Oh.
Okay, I don't like what you did there. Like, hit him a little bit to knock him out of his heal, but then you wasted a bunch of time. Yeah, you only need to tap him. Yep, back to the fight. Good.
Oh, no, you forget. Ooh, it's huge.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're still not quite there. The biggest thing I'm noticing is how often you end up turning your back to where the enemies are. I mean, you're doing what I'm telling you as far as supporting your team more, but you're doing it from the absolute front of the fight, which is very risky for you because you no longer are blocking the damage that's coming from the rest of the enemy team. So if you're protecting them, and this should make a lot of sense, from behind your front line, so behind where they're diving into, your Matrix blocks everything that's coming from the enemy team rather than just, you know, what one of them is doing. So
Can you reiterate that?
yeah, let me just I'll show you. So you've probably heard me talk about before, like generally where you want to be in your team. a lot of the time, if the team is all playing together, you want to be up at the front. You spectating?
Yeah, I'm spectating.
Okay. But if the Ryan or someone pushes off and he's like way over there and the core of the team is over here, then you're playing more from within the rest of your team. You can't be expected to protect everyone in every situation. So you can only go as far in as you are still safe going. So I'm just seeing the front of my team. I'm doing a lot more. So if I'm, yeah, okay. He's going in. I'm gonna go and try and be in there with him. And just throwing Matrix up every couple of seconds, extending his HP.
Okay.
Yeah, giving him much more sustain. Here, I don't want to be in the front. I'm just soaking a lot of damage then, so I'm backing out. Also because I need to be able to protect my teammates that way. Like, you can't protect what you can't see. So I'm focusing on that Tracer now because she was low. Even though I wasn't able to get her, it still forced her out of the fight a little bit more.
Okay.
Sometimes there's only so much you can do if your team splits up on you.
Yeah, quick play makes it tough.
So I'm looking around here. Yeah, that's good for us. Might not be enough. Yeah, they had too much. Okay.
Still in this. Yeah.
I mean, if they're not gonna take us out.
So, if say we were on a map like this, or control a map without a shield, where should the majority of my positioning be? Should that be like mid to back line or mid to front line?
You want to be always where you can see at least, you know, the people who are going to be the heaviest into the fight. So your frontliners. You're never if you're ever the furthest in front, you're doing it wrong because you only have access to half of your kit, your damage. The other half, which is just as important, is your damage blocking prevention. So there's only so much I can do to try and keep him alive. Sometimes you can't, but at the very least, like being up there, I have a higher chance of contributing and helping him finish what he started. There, I should have matrixed for the Doom. The only time it's acceptable to be leaving your team. You notice how I'm focusing one person through everything, and then I pick another target. If that guy's not dying fast enough, I hear the Tracer in the back, I'm gonna switch targets.
Yeah, you're really pressuring everybody who's diving to healers.
The only time it's acceptable to leave your team is when you know you're gonna get a pick. So here, I had to back. You see, being the only one out in the front there, I took so much damage. Even backing away like that, I almost didn't get out. Let's just do that real quick.
Yeah.
There's very little need for me to go anywhere. I'm just staying on point. Doing what I can.
Okay.
Yeah, you want D.Va. I mean, all the tanks are capable of taking and controlling space. D.Va especially, like anyone who comes within range of your, or anyone who's within range of your matrix is doing reduced damage. Like even if you're only pulsing matrix every other second, like you can still reduce someone's overall DPS by like 50% or more just by eating a little bit of damage in a big fight, especially if you're only blocking the impactful stuff and, you know, very selective about that, very skillful with your blocking.
Okay.
You basically weren't taking advantage of any of that mid-fight matrixing because you weren't in the best positions for it during the big fights, and you're being very aggressive on your own. So here's the same thing. I might end up in front, but I'm going to be waiting for my Rhine. Okay, he doesn't want to. That's fine. There we go. He's going to charge into the point. That's cool. So I'm going to come up here and be shooting at the stuff he's shooting at. That way we get value. And I also prevent the enemy team from building as much ult charge. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage. I don't fly out of the fight. I just fly back a little bit more to be safe. Oh, that's bad. See, being cut off from your team, even if you think you can get something, that was me being greedy, and I'm getting punished for it.
Yeah.
My team is too. I wasn't able to help. If I get out, that's just pure luck. I just, yep, need to get my map. Okay. So here, I want to counter dive right onto him and try and prevent him from going off anymore. Again, this is very risky to be pursuing, even if you know you have the skills to do it. Oh,
yeah,
it's a risk. Oh, that was a waste.
Choose 1, 2. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. Lesson is that's not worth it. Don't do what I just did. You don't want to go off on things on your own. And I feel like the temptation is to do that because D.Va has so much mobility.
Yeah. I find myself in those situations often where I'm 1v1 people, like, it's 50-50 whether I get value out of it, whether the value's worth leaving my team or not.
Nope, never. Never.
Yeah.
Ever, ever.
That's where I get my my tunnel vision, I guess.
Leaving the team for a split second to get a kill is okay, but nothing beyond that.
Yeah.
Leaving... I'm also, when I'm low, going to be looking for my healers to go to them, not just wait for healing.
Okay.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah. Nice.
I kept them alive. That's all it takes. And that's when you back out. If you can't finish by the time you're out of boost, you back away.
Okay. Good placement.
Nope, that was too deep. There was no need for me to lose my mech there. I just didn't back out soon enough. Okay, if he's gonna hit me, that's fine.
Yeah. Just a small little girl. There's a lot of red.
Yep.
So, in a position like this, should I be initiating that space to, well, making that space, I should say?
You should be doing basically what I'm doing here. I haven't gone. Okay, if my Ryan goes in, I'm gonna go in to make sure he gets value out of being in there. This is how you move the entire fight forward.
That's what I'm pretty much asking. Is like, how do I, as a tank, make that fight go in?
And also in a big fight like this, using your mech to keep yourself in the fight. It doesn't matter if you don't get kills. You in mech are always more valuable than your ult. So you need to think about D.Va's ult as a full heal with your Q.
Okay.
It zones people away, and it gets you a full heal on your own,
Alright.
which is incredibly powerful. Just gives you an extra 600 HP.
Yeah.
Somehow I got a shot caller endorsement.
There you go.
So, was there a bubble? Oh,
Maybe it
what?
was. Winston was behind.
Maybe just for a split second? I missed it. Whatever. So, yeah, playing within your team and playing more reactively. Like, there's still plenty of times where I pushed very aggressively into the team, but not on my own.
Nice. Okay.
This is one where you could drop down just so you make sure you hit the matrix for her if necessary. Yep, this is fine. But you're not gonna necessarily fully commit like that because you'd end up dead too.
Okay.
This is fine. I mean, maybe a little. Okay, this is good. So they're literally putting 0 pressure on you right now. Now this is way too much.
I was scared for our break.
Yeah, you gotta just let her go.
Okay. I know.
You can't risk your own life just to protect someone else. That was nice. That's about as long as you could possibly go away from your team and still not be throwing. So that's good. Yep. Okay, too far forward. Now you're good. You want to be close enough that you can always. Okay. Yeah, you weren't looking in the right direction there.
Just worry about the flanks.
Too far forward. There we go.
No one can hide.
Yeah, yep. Okay. Good idea. Again, that's one of those where you weren't there, your team died. No, why are you walking forward? You should be walking back. Your team is dying. There we go. Keep backing out. Keep backing out. Like, there's no reason you should be there without everyone.
Now, would this be a good place to hold?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if I can get the shields down real quick.
You can't worry about Ryan. You're not gonna get him. You gotta force something. Sometimes it's better just to go for it. Like, that boost right there was kind of worthless. Okay. Look for a low health target. The Mercy was 1 shot. You didn't.
Yeah, I saw her.
Yeah, it's too late now. She's Valking.
That's it. No, leave me alone, Winston.
Nice. Well done. No need to be so far forward. There we go. And no need to be so far back. Get close to your brig.
Okay. Huge. What's that?
So you're still doing it where people get behind you, and instead of just backing up, you're just trying to turn around. You shouldn't be. You should be just backing up to keep things in front of you.
Okay.
You're making things harder than they need to be by putting people on all sides of you and then trying to swivel 180, 360s all over the place. When people are in front, you can do exactly that. Okay, again, same thing. You went in and you're not stopping your boost. You need to only boost up onto into the target, not through them.
Okay.
That's it. Good. Be backing up. There we go. That's better. That's better. I would be thinking about throwing an ult.
Yeah.
Like when that bubble goes down. Yeah, let's see. Close enough. Close. Good.
Now here I normally would start taking high ground, but
yeah, why not?
okay.
You want to be where you can see and support your team. That's the whole point. Good. Okay, again, you're having to turn around now. You want to be... You don't want people to be on two sides of you, so you want to be walking such that you keep things in front. So
Okay.
like, if you had been where you are right now, then looking to your left, you'd be able to see both the Hanzo and the Pharah. Yeah, that's fine. You're still keeping everything in front. That's good.
Fuck. I was gonna throw ult there.
You can still put it down and get value. Better yet, win the fight without it.
Yeah.
No one can hide from light.
You didn't Matrix there, or did you?
Where?
Your frozen brig.
I don't think so. Fuck.
You could have eaten that 100%.
Yeah.
My
Maybe.
ultimate is ready.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, I see the value a lot more. Kind of walk you backwards, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because this point really hasn't moved that much.
Especially, so you... I'll talk more in a moment. Focus on the game.
Okay.
Cool. So, you play at a very low sensitivity, which is why you're moving your mouse around so much. I can hear you literally smashing your desk. Especially,
a little bit.
not necessarily. You're doing fine the way it is, but
I have a small mouse pad too.
especially with how you were playing before, you're limiting your effectiveness when you have to be doing full 360s, but you're at low sense.
Yeah.
Like for me, I can do that pretty easily because I have to hardly twitch my mouse and I can go a 360. But if you're playing where you have to actually pick up your mouse multiple times to turn all the way around, or even just once at all, like that's a huge hindrance to your aim and tracking.